Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream event. We are streaming from California and also from New York today simultaneously. So it's going to be a fun adventure. We have a lot of people tuning in from all over the globe. Thank you for joining us. I see folks from UAE, Jordan, Ibiza, Connecticut, right here in California. So nice to see you all, and happy 4th to all of those who are celebrating. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal. I'm with Ascension One Collective, the foundation that supports the work of the channel. I'm here today to take you into and out of the session that today we refer to as the channel. This is a connection to both powerful energy and wisdom that during the sessions, he will embody and bring through. Through this connection, energy will come through him and reach all of those who are tuning into the live stream. This energy will allow you to go deeper in your meditation, as well as receive information, which will often take the form of a spoken transmission or in your own way, visions, messages, or an inner knowing. The process for Asil to get into trance includes spontaneous body and hands, sometimes shaking of his body, fast breathing, and as the energy level rises, sometimes his eyes will roll upwards. It may not seem it, but this is all normal. His everyday human consciousness is still available to him while he's channeling, and he can stop the embodiment at any time. The channel will bring through guides that will specifically introduce themselves with the names humanity has given them. You might recognize some of the names as angels or archangels, but they never refer to themselves as such. Once the energy field is established, then an energetic alignment begins. People report having powerful experiences even over live stream, so it's really easy. During this time, sit back and focus on being in an open, meditative state. Just by being receptive, you've included yourself in the energy field, so there's nothing else you need to do. During the session, you may also bring a loved one into your mind and heart and have them receive the benefits as well. You can set an intention. You can release any old wounds, thoughts, emotions that no longer serve you. People share often that things come up for them even in the absence of an intention. Flow with that also and just accept all that arises. Once the energy alignment is complete, Asil will embody another celestial being who usually allows for questions to be asked. This is typically who we call Emmanuel. If you'd like to ask a question, feel free to type it into the questions tab on the bottom of the screen in Crowdcast. The production team will then choose a few questions to ask the channel from the list. Keep in mind, there are a few hundred people watching this right now, so center yourself before you ask the question and ask yourself, what's the best way to ask this question that would serve the most people? We found that Emmanuel's answers are typically phrased in a way that serves the greater good. So if you're looking for a personal answer, the answer may not necessarily align with your expectation. The energy field pulls us into an interesting collective state. So you may find that if you have a question in your mind, you receive the answer in someone else's question or silently inside yourself. We have a Crowdcast poll running at the polls tab at the bottom of the screen. We'd like to know how this work impacts you. It's one question at the beginning, how are you doing before the session, and one after the session. With a simple scale from 1 to 5, it's very easy to answer. Please take a second and let us know how you're doing right now. For people who can offer a donation, it not only supports Asil, but it supports the whole production team. Many of you donated to the last session and have donated already to this one. It's truly appreciated and it really helps us keep this work accessible. We have links to the donation options in the chats. We invite you to listen with an open mind and an open heart. We recommend that you listen in a space where you can't be interrupted and you turn your phone off. We also recommend you stay tuned in through the entire session. You will know when we're moving from one part to the next. If you are in a deep meditative state at the end of the energy transmission, it's okay if you can't hang on to every word thereafter. The benefit of staying with us is what's most important, and the words can be replayed and read later. We are recording the audio and the video, and will provide the video and transcript following the event on our website and social media pages. As the session ends, we will sit together in silence for a few minutes and give you all enough time to come back into the state of awareness. Enjoy your journey. I'll see you back here upon your return.
Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for joining. As you can see, I'm in a different place today. What matters most is that we can congregate, that we can gather, and we can open up this connection anywhere we go. What matters is that wherever we are in the world, we can connect and dive deeper together. As the energy builds up, as the field is established for this work, allow yourself to fully surrender, whatever that looks like for you. Lie down, mentally open up, emotionally open up your heart, physically rest. The more you can let go, the more you can receive. An empty cup can be filled. A full cup is hard to fill. I know that many of you have been on this journey for a while. And I know that for some of you it has been intense. It's been challenging. Yet something is driving us to move through all that arises. Everything. The emotions, the memories, the past traumas of this life or previous lives. Something drives us for transformation. Something drives us for awakening and self-realization. And this driving force is stronger than ever. Well, it's good to have community during these times. It's good to have this divine connection during this time. It's good to have support. It's not as much fun when you have to do it all by yourself. We are very blessed to be able to share this work with you. We have a team that's in multiple locations around the world, working hard to make this available to you. And the way we are honored is by your presence, by you receiving the work. Thank you for joining, and see you soon after. Greetings, my name is Raphael. In this life, in this human experience, you will always have choice. The human experience provides many different opportunities to learn, to build relationships, and to experience, to have relationships that drive your understanding of life, your understanding of love. Within these choices, you develop identity and personality. Parts of your identity driven by the ego function, a construct that is established to allow you to navigate in human form, to own a personality and identity, to be relatable and to relate. This ego function also is fueled by the experiences of the past. It will drive an individual to have certain experiences that are relevant to be completed, experiences that are relevant to be fully understood and fully realized. Only then will this ego function rest. Some choices, therefore, will not be apparently choices from your perspective. They will be driven by an innate desire to complete the past. They will be driven by an innate desire to self-realize. Yet, those are still perceived as choices, choices of an aspect of yourself much grander than the ego function, choices of your soul. The learnings, the realizations of this lifetime, therefore carry the highest importance and relevance for you. Do not forego, do not suppress, do not judge, do not omit that which arises, as it will return in a different form and shape to be completed at a later time. Critical realizations therefore can only be delayed, yet not omitted. The mind, as it operates through you, as it operates for you, will establish wants and desires. The mind's wants and desires are provided by this reality to you. Some wants will be grander and harder to accomplish and to receive. Some desires will be unachievable. Yet all is provided. Can you embrace in this very moment that life has been providing for you? Can you appreciate with gratitude that which you have already? That which you have was once based on a desire or want. The needs of the body will also request attention. The needs of the heart will request connection, will request love, will request the emotional spectrum to fully understood what it means to be a human. In combination of all aspects, this creates your will to be alive, your will to choose. It is autonomous and sovereign. You are individually creating your reality. Even the aspects that you don't perceive to be voluntary, even the aspects that you perceive to be suffering, are part of your evolution. They are part of your will to expand, to grow and to evolve, part of your will to self-realize. This is the way this construct for humanity is established. Allow yourself to receive from this establishment. Allow yourself to fully embrace that which life brings to you. This will require practice for some of you, to accept, to embrace, and to have gratitude at all times. This state of embracing, this state of gratitude will transform into an unconditional love for life, for your life, an unconditional love for existence, an unconditional love for relationships. Embracing yourself in this divine experience of being a human. Integrating the perfection of life, the eternal connection to this love of creation, will make it more clear for you to see and understand your will to be in this form, your will to be in the relationships that you are, your will to learn, to grow, and to evolve, your will to be present fully. In this divine experience of a human form, divine will has created the constructs to allow you to experience this particular form. This form provides for you, allows you to choose the experiences and the learnings. This form allows you to self-realize. Divine will, therefore, only provides the establishment of this construct. Making sure that this establishment, that this construct continues until the completion of the human form, until the completion of the self-realization journeys, until the completion of the learnings for humanity in this material human experience. Divine will is part of your life, reminding you of the importance and the beauties of this life, the perfection and the love that is always present, reminding you of the power that is within you, reminding you of the capabilities that are within you, directing your attention to the aspects of human life that are critical to receive, critical to observe, and critical to complete and realize. This experience has been created for you. Even the parts that are hurtful and painful, even the parts that create suffering, confusion, doubt and fear are part of life, are part of the learnings. This is when your will comes into play. You can direct your attention to any aspect of life and to any aspect of reality. As the parts of you bring forth the aspects of you that require transformation, will you direct your attention to your own transformation? Or will you look the other way? Will you distract yourself from the evolutionary aspects of your being? Remember that you are the driver of this experience. May it serve you in the best possible way. Thank you for receiving this work. Thank you for receiving this work. My work is complete. Greetings, my name is Emmanuel. You have wondered in your life which parts of your life are directed by an outside force, which parts of your life are predestined, which parts of your life are meant to be, which parts of your life do you have truly control over. And as you are discovering, this life is indeed a creation of yours. As you are accepting that even the most challenging parts of your life are part of an important learning to be had for you, you discover the power that is within you, the power to create your reality, the will that is inherent. If you are the creator of your life, why would you create pain? Why would you create fear and suffering, doubts and worries? Why would you create difficult relationships and the vast spectrum of emotions? A time in your life will come where you will understand and observe that some of the most difficult experiences of your life have also been some of the most potent, and some of the moments where you have felt most alive, where information, learning was present. The intensity of these experiences left a mark within you. This mark that has been left by the intensity of the experiences requires now to be fully understood, fully embraced and completed, so that the experience of the past can now become a gem in your life, a powerful learning that elevates your being, that increases your presence and your capacity for love. All moments of the past that reduce capacity for love have not been completed. The opportunity for you to fully embrace the power that is within you is close. The opportunity to understand that you are a creator of your life, that your will is sovereign and provides for your growth, that the desires of the mind, the desires of the heart, and the needs of the body can coexist with the will inherently to evolve, yet shall not be mistaken for each other. You can keep all the desires, all the wants, all the needs of your life, yet understand that the inherent driving force within you, your inherent will, is requesting your evolution as a consciousness, is requesting your full presence in the moment, is requesting the completion of your past and the release of your expectations of the future. Only then will you truly expand as a human being, as a consciousness. Creation, your creation of this reality of your life, will become more and more conscious as you become more and more present. The manifestations of your reality will serve the highest purpose of your awakening and your growth. The more you embrace the creations of your reality, the more you will be able to create an even more expansive version of reality. Life will become more aligned. You will become more content. A deeper and longer lasting peace within you will become prevalent. This is the beauty and the power of the awakening individual, of the self-realizing individual that you are. Our support for you is our choice. Our assistance comes unconditionally. To receive this work is equally your choice. To be supported on this awakening and evolutionary growth journey that you are on. Thank you for listening to my words. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Martha asks, in my family, I am feeling pinched between the needs of a struggling child and a demanding marriage. At the same time, I've felt a deep pull to give my full attention to my own spiritual growth. Can you speak to the intersection of personal will, divine will, and responsibility to family?
the experiences in human form, while the growth and evolution of your consciousness, of your soul, are prevalent, will test your capacity to be present, to be loving, to be compassionate and kind, most importantly, first to yourself. Additionally, to close ones, loved ones, family, and those that you are a guardian of. Your journey provides for your growth. Your growth provides for an increased capacity, for an increased presence in the life of your loved ones. Understand that your growth will impact those that are immediately close to you. Yet, it will test you. It will test the boundaries, the limitations and the beliefs, the constructs that are established for you to navigate through life. These tests might be challenging with the needs, the requests of the environment. Yet, all of those needs and requests, as they test your ability to hold yourself gracefully, will become easier as your growth continues. You may choose to pause your evolution as an individual, and yet you will see that the attention directed to others instead to yourself as well as others will only delay your growth process. The timing for your evolution is now. Embrace the challenges and the tests. Know that you are loved deeply, infinitely, and unconditionally. That you can indeed endure all tests given to you. That your capacity is beyond your imagination or what your mind makes you believe to be. The stretches of life, the stretches of your being, are part of your growth. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Karis asks, greetings, Emmanuel. During these times, can you advise on how best to navigate between divine will and our own will when it comes to the will of the government and global agenda, which I feel does not have the highest good for the people at heart? With love and thanks.
Humanity has chosen its own leaders. Humanity has developed systems and mechanisms to operate as communities, as countries, as a global collective. You may, as you evolve as an individual, as you expand in your understanding of life, in your understanding of human existence, not agree anymore with the structures that have been created many generations before. You may no longer agree with the way leadership is chosen, with the way leadership chooses to act to support the collective. Yet understand these constructs that have been established will start to fall and shift as the threshold of those that choose these constructs will increase. Those that have chosen will change. As they change, the constructs that hold humanity will start to change as well. The changes and the challenges of your current reality are the impulse for a reformation. Reformation of your lives, reformation of collective existence, reformation of collective decision making, of collective choosing of leadership. All of this is within reach. Until then, you will feel the discourse, the discomforts of the polarity that currently will exist until the threshold is met. Individuals will always operate in their own perspective. Understanding fully others' perspectives requires a deep level of presence. Embodying the feelings, embodying the experiences of others is indeed a prerequisite to become a leader of the people. These qualities of leadership are now arising more than ever. And as these qualities arise, the individuals that are meant to lead the new generations will as well. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Melissa asks, hello, Emmanuel. I'm struggling with what is the best way to serve humanity and still enjoy all the world can offer. How can I live a full life and be of service to humanity as we shift consciousness?
Life will continue to offer all possibilities for you to experience joy, happiness, love in various forms and shapes, relationships. Your service to humanity does not exclude your ability to be human, does not exclude your needs as a human being. While in fact your needs might reduce as you become closer to true service, as you come closer to deepest levels of presence, you will see that your true service to humanity and your experience as a human being can truly coexist. You can indeed live life to the fullest, and by the act of living life to the fullest while being in true service, you will become an example and an inspiration for others to understand that true service is not work, it is life itself. It is an expression of deepest levels of love, of deepest levels of presence. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Catherine asks, greetings, Emmanuel. You have said that during this period of accelerated evolving consciousness, abstinence from sexual activity is recommended. Is this a practice you recommend only for this period of change until we stabilize, or is it required long-term to sustain our ongoing evolution?
Sexuality presents an important and deeply integrated aspect of human experience, a deep bond and connection with another human being, as well as a deep bond and connection to an important creative force that is available and accessible to you in your body, in your energetic body. This force, this energy, can indeed be utilized for spiritual and consciousness growth. My recommendation to you is not to forego sexuality entirely. My recommendation is to understand in which ways this creative force can be utilized at periods of your own evolution, how this energy can be internalized to fuel the openings of your energy bodies. The exploration of this act of abstinence is indeed a powerful practice, a practice that can bring forth purification, focus, attention, as well as healing and alignment in your own system. Interchanging energies with another human being can, while being incredibly beneficial, also bring additional misalignments. Understanding the energy of another human being, embracing the energy, finding the right frequency to match the energy of the other, allowing the energies both to connect, to intertwine, and to elevate each other, allows for the sexual act to become a spiritual act by itself. To individuals aware, aligned, and in unison, can indeed utilize the act of sexuality for the evolution of consciousness. For an individual exploring these new heights and expansive states of consciousness, it is recommended to retain the sexual energy for the exploration of consciousness, and to allow this alignment within to hold as long as possible. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Naveen asks, greetings, Emmanuel. I recently made a decision which feels in alignment with and will provide me with growth and self-realization. Interestingly enough, there seems to be a delay in putting the plan into action. What is the role of divine timing, and what is divine timing in relation to divine will? Thank you.
Divine timing refers to the aspects of your being that have not completely aligned. Even though consciously you may perceive all aspects of your being to be fully aligned, parts of you still resist, and parts of you still worry. Parts of you still are in opposition of this plan. It will require a deeper level of exploration on an individual level to understand the deeply ingrained fears and the deeply ingrained misalignments that are under the surface of your conscious perception. When you start to understand all parts of your being, when you start to embrace the concerns, the considerations of all parts of your being, you will find a deeper alignment. The deepest possible alignment will drive the opening and the creation of the reality you seek. Divine timing is therefore the deepest possible alignment within you, and that allows for the creation and the manifestation of your choices. This construct was indeed established for you to create the realities that you choose, to create the realities that will allow for the strongest self-realization journeys to occur, the most potent, the most loving, the most challenging experiences are part of divine will as well as your own will. Some experiences will come at certain times in order to prepare you as well as your immediate environment for the experience to unfold. Be patient. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Ramsey asks, how does food play a part in the divine will?
Food, as it is provided to you by your environment, is part of this construct that is an expression of divine will. The expression of divine will, understood in order for humanity to live the human life, this human experience, it required ecosystems to provide for the experience itself. Food became an intrinsic aspect of life. Food is therefore a direct expression of divine will and divine love, an unconditional expression. As you continue to explore your own awakening, your own evolution, you will start to see the way the habits the way the nourishments that are required for your physical form and for the other aspects of your being will change as well. You will start to require different kind of nourishment. You will start to refine and fine-tune the choices that you make with regards to food. The intervals and the frequencies that you have for nourishment will change as well. At certain times, you will require more food than usual. At certain times, you will require no food at all. In this exploration of growth and evolution, understand that the needs of your body and the needs of your mind, heart, and your energetic spiritual construct will drive your consumption. Listen closely. Be present to what the immediate requirements and the requests are. Adjust accordingly. This is my recommendation to you. What else can I answer for you?
Thank you, Emmanuel. Elise asks, greetings, Emmanuel. I hear from you that all suffering and challenges in my life are created for me. I have been receiving high amounts of online bullying and people misinterpreting my true intentions. I am wondering what I can learn from this and how to transform from this experience.
Expressing your truth is an important aspect of the human psyche, an aspect of the human mind, an aspect of the human soul, and to be seen, and to be heard, to be understood. As everyone expresses their own truth, some of these truths will indeed be flavored with emotions, with perspectives and limiting beliefs. It will be a conflict of truths that emerge. Some individuals will indeed have a difficult time to embrace other people's truths. Other individuals will embrace your truth and support it. In this continuous exploration of expression, of acceptance, of collaboration, and continuation to expand as a consciousness, you will learn from even the conflicting moments. When in an environment of conflict, remember, you are not required to be right. You are not required to be wrong. You are not required to express yourself either. You can be present in your deepest possible way. You can expand in true compassion for the expression of another, for the reality that another individual has created for themselves. Embracing their lives, the challenges and the difficulties they have faced, the love that they have received or not received, the exploration as a soul that they are on to find a deeper level of truth within themselves. Allow yourself to deepen your perspective of compassion. Allow yourself to be more compassionate than more right or more expressed. Truths will always be a subject for discussion and polarity. As many perspectives are evolving, as humanity has found ways to communicate without limitations, these continued expressions of truth with the limited communication capacities as well as the limited capacities to fully understand the communication received, conflict as well as contradiction will be prevalent. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Polly asks, what is the best way to help somebody else that is stuck in their life?
And to truly become present with them. Allow your deepest level of presence to embrace their reality. Allow your deepest level of presence to receive the deep and intrinsic part of your being that is connected to the infinite love of creation to provide for them. There is no active effort required. It is truly allowing to be for yourself as well as for the other. Allowing the other to be fully seen and heard. Allowing the other to express. Allowing the other to experience the deep love of creation within you, the unconditional observation that you can provide. This is an innate capability and is an aspect of your being that can be continued to expand and practiced as you observe the other in your deepest possible presence. The other will start to transform. Initially, it will be expression. Emotions will follow the expression. Transformation will follow the emotions. And all you're required to do is to be present with them. Observe and allow the internal processes that they have to take place. These internal processes that all human being intrinsically has are meant to support the evolution of an individual, the growth and the self-realization of an individual. Yet rarely these intrinsic mechanisms come to life, as most individuals have kept their lives full and their attentions dispersed. Your deep presence will allow them to bring their attention into the very present moment and allow these mechanisms to arise. Thank you for your question, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Albert asks, hello, Emmanuel. Does astrology, planetary alignment, and the planetary gods truly exist, affect, and influence our lives?
Planetary alignments as well as cosmological alignments are truly aspects that define the individual personality, the individual soul, the individualized characteristics of your being as you arrive on this plane in this lifetime. Certain learnings, certain aspects of the past, certain aspects of the future will indeed also be represented through the alignments that have brought you forth. These elements that are defined by methods and practices of many lineages serve a specific purpose to bring light into a human being's life, yet are not meant to be considered a fixed reality. You are an individual being that evolves. You are an individual being on a journey of self-realization. The more you embrace your reality, the more you convert the learnings, the more you will change, the more you will expand. And even the most accurate analysis of your constellations will become less and less relevant. As you can see, this methodology can be utilized for guidance and direction, and eventually it will become a limiting factor of your evolution. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Renee asks, greetings, Emmanuel. How do we distinguish intuition that is leading us away from something that does not align to our soul, journey, or divine will, versus resistance that is really coming from fear or ego and, in fact, is a test for us to surrender or trust divine more?
In human experience, the resistance misalignments, perceived difficulties will arise continuously. The perseverance, the determination and devotion to move through the resistances and the barriers that arise is an important aspect of human evolution. Intuition can often be misguided by the desires of the mind and the desires of the heart. The reality that establishes in front of you is meant to serve you. Allow your intuition to tell you how this reality will serve you, instead of dismissing the reality that arises in front of you. Allow this service to become part of your life. Allow your intuition to guide you through the resistance and to guide you through the barriers, to guide you to the learning that is required in this experience. While not all experiences are required to be had, and not all experiences will be desired to be had, you become the one navigating through your choices, as well as the experiences that seemingly unconsciously arise in your life, yet are part of your reality. You become the navigator of your life, partially steering consciously and partially surrendering to the creation of your own. There is no particular right answer to your question. Yet, my recommendation to you, can you find a way where both directions can merge, where your intuition is part of moving through the challenging experiences of life? Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Alexandra asks, I have recently started to develop what I understand is the capacity to let healing energy transmit through my hands and arms. This gift comes with its own intelligence, and I am sure I will be guided through the development. What is the best way? Practices. What can I do to help this process develop to its fullest potential?
Embrace the gift as an unconditional gift to you. Embrace the gift as an aspect of the divine, not an aspect of you. Allow this divine force to do the work that is required in front of you, without judgment, without opinion, without emotions. As this intelligence moves through you, become observant. In which ways are you fully present to allow this energy to operate through you? In which ways you become unpresent and distracted? In which ways your personality or your own emotions start to enter the field of your healing capacity? The practices that are required to continue developing The gifts of this kind are in silence of the mind, in silence of the heart, and practices to invigorate and continuously draw life force into your physical form, and to purify when necessary, and to connect with this earth more deeply, to connect with the celestial bodies that are accessible to you more deeply, and to allow that which arises within your system to be observed and processed and realized. As you become a vessel of the divine, you will continue your transformation as an individual human being. Periods of your own development are required. Your own development will then be followed by the application of the gifts that arise within you. Deeper levels of the gifts will become part of your life, and your service will be elevated. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Marta asks, how does desire interact with spiritual growth and surrender?
In deep spiritual moments, you will observe that truly there is no desire. There is only the present moment. If you can understand and arrive at these points of deep level of reflection, of deep level of presence, then you will understand in which ways desires drive the reality of your life. Desires will continuously arise for all human beings in every moment. Yet can you observe the desire as a part of your being? Can you understand the innate need that the desire is fueled by? What is the need that wants to be fulfilled? What is the desire that is perceived to be a solution for this particular need? Only then will you start to understand the automatic behaviors that drive desires into your reality. Through a deeper contemplation and perception of the desires themselves will become less and less effective, less and less automatic, to the point where desires will no longer direct your presence and your present moments. You will become independent, and the needs that arise will fuel the immediate choice, an innate and natural completion of the needs that have arisen. surrender. Surrendering to the very moment will allow you to become more aware of the desires that arise, of the needs that arise, and the ways you have been programmed, the ways you have been educated to fulfill the arising needs. Allow these automatic behaviors to become visible, to become fully understood, and so that these behaviors and the habits to fulfill innate needs will transform as well. As you can see, desires will become fuel for your evolution. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Angela asks, if one has to leave a job due to an unsupportable situation at work, how does one balance worry and faith that the future, the finances, and the family's well-being will be taken care of?
The continued experiences in human form will challenge the status quo of your existence. No experience will not change. Every experience is deemed to transform, including work, life, love, and relationships. Most importantly, you as an individual being, and change continuously. First, accept that change is part of your evolution, that this is an evolutionary step. It is a transformation. As with all change, the mind and the heart, and sometimes the body, will feel discomfort. Change can bring up survival needs, can bring up perspectives of life. Embrace life first for the gifts that it brings. Remind yourself of all that you have currently. Remind yourself that you are unconditionally loved by this planet, by this sun, by the loved ones around you. Bring yourself back into a place of deep gratitude, of deep presence. You will see that the worries of the moment, the worries of your environmental challenges, the worries of finances will disappear in the moment of deep gratitude. Creating your own reality from a place of deep gratitude will serve you well. Creating your reality from a place of worry will only bring more challenges. As you can see, worry only serves to bring forth the aspects of yourself that require to be transformed. Worry serves as a reminder for gratitude. This is my recommendation for you. Thank you for your question. Thank you for the time that you have assigned in your lives for this very moment, for the gift that we provide to you, for the assistance and direction that we humbly offer to you. It is our honor to be part of your self-realization and awakening process. Welcome back. And thank you for your trust. Thank you for your surrender. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for your devotion and perseverance. It's all worth the effort, every step of the way. I hope that when in doubt, you will stay connected to us and this work, or whatever fuels you to keep going. And we're always going to be there for you. And they will always going to be there for us. Thank you for joining.
Welcome back, everyone. Take your time to come back into your body. Take any extra time you need in a sitting or lying position, or stay in this state as long as you need to. As we're coming back, I have a few gentle closing remarks. If you'd like to continue this journey, there are a few ways to do it. We have social media pages like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube that you can follow and share. You can invite family, friends, and community to these weekly sessions. You can join our Monday integration calls. We're also excited. We're debuting an interactive online course to complement the book Transmission that we released earlier this year. This course will launch on July 7th. Registration for and details about this course are available either by clicking the call to action button at the bottom of the Crowdcast screen, or by going to asiltoksal.com/transmission-deep-dive. We hope you consider joining us for this initial launch. These sessions are just one part of the work that we do. We also travel to both sacred sites and sites of global trauma to do energy alignment work. Once we are able to travel again, we will resume a tour through Europe and take a group of participants on a retreat to Greece. In the meantime, if you want to explore our previous sacred site adventures, we created a sacred site page up on our website. This work is possible because of donations we receive. It not only supports Asil, but it supports the whole production team. As you would imagine, it takes a village to bring the channel to this space and beam it out to all of you. If you find this of value, please consider supporting this session with a donation. And there are 3 ways to do this. If you're in Crowdcast, there's a donate button at the bottom of the screen. There's also 2 donate buttons on the left side of the homepage at asiltoksal.com. If you can donate via PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Ascension One, or you can become a Patreon patron at patreon.com/Asil Toksal. A quick reminder about the ending poll. In the beginning, we asked how you were feeling. We'd like to ask the same question. Simply click on the poll button at the bottom of the Crowdcast screen and answer that question now. If you want to share deeper about your experiences, we have that Zoom call on Mondays, as mentioned. We also created an email address, testimonial@ascension.one. Energy work is felt in so many ways, and it's helpful for us to have an understanding of how you're impacted. And those previous testimonials submitted have been very helpful. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for contributing your presence and your time. Despite being physically separated, when we gather in this way, I know we are in this together, and I feel the collective support we have for one another. Take it easy after the session. Give space for the energy to continue to work. If you can, keep your mind quiet. If you can't, bring this presence and peace to whatever it is that you need to do. I imagine you all as bright,